Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Ocracoke where ferries are bringing construction equipment to help clear Highway 12. The NCDOT says Highway 12 on Ocracoke Island is still closed between Northern Ferry Terminal and the National Park Service Pony Pens due to the overwash. Now this morning, extra equipment and crews arrived via ferry to help with the extensive cleanup efforts. Most spots along Highway 12 that were shut down this weekend, including on Hatteras, reopened at around 5 p.m. yesterday. Now the DOT says Hatteras is seeing some standing water and sand in some spots, so motorists should be careful when traveling through the area. The Hatteras-Ocracoke ferry is still suspended at this time. The DOT says crews will work to reopen the highway, but there's no estimated timeline because it will mainly depend on this afternoon's high tide at around 2:50 p.m. For more information on Highway 12 and real-time traffic updates, you can follow a link on our website, WITN.com. And now we want to turn our attention again to the big story yesterday that is ongoing, the Middle East peace deal that was brokered in part by President Trump. Here's NBC's Alice Barr with more.
This morning, as President Trump returns to the White House from a Middle East trip that sought to cement peace in Gaza.
Historic day, to put it mildly.
The final 20 living Israeli hostages are waking up at home for the first time in 2 years. Joyful family reunions nourishing a nation hollowed out by their long and painful absence. Images of Hamas terrorists abducting Noah Argamani as her boyfriend, Avinatan Or, was also dragged away, were among the most searing from the October 7th attacks. Noah was rescued last year. Avinatan leaping into her arms upon his release. While in Gaza, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners also released through the peace deal, all returning to a war-ravaged territory. President Trump joined 20 other heads of state for a peace summit in Egypt, seeking long-term solutions.
We're going to have a lot of money coming into Gaza and a lot of rebuilding and building.
The president thanking neighboring Arab states for committing to helping rebuild.
I met with many of the people in this room, and it all just started coming together.
Though so far, Israel and Hamas have agreed to just phase 1 of President Trump's 20-point peace plan, with looming questions about Hamas disarming and leaving power, and who will govern Gaza through an uncertain future. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, thank you very much, Alice, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast today. Yet again, another cloudy day, but the clouds will be getting thinner over eastern North Carolina as we head through the day. Of course, out your door right now, still cloudy, still gray, still gloomy out there. But again, we do have some promise on the way. Here's a look at what it looks like outside through our Moorhead City Cam. Sanitary Restaurant showing 61 degrees. Northwesterly wind at 16 miles an hour. I mean, that breeze is still strong across eastern North Carolina, keeping those dew points down in the 50s. Here's a look again, your visible satellite. Because this is visible, you got to wait till the sun to come up, which is why we're not seeing a lot of the clouds over eastern North Carolina right now. But again, let's zoom the picture in. Those clouds should be a little bit easier to discern. I think by the time we get to the next hour, there'll certainly be enough sunlight to really highlight the fact that there's clouds throughout eastern North Carolina. And some of those clouds, yet again, are producing some very light raindrops early on this morning. We knew again we'd have a few little isolated spot showers. That's pretty much what we've got right now. You can kind of see that band moving across Duplin, Onslow, Jones, Craven, and Pamlico counties. Not everyone in those areas will be receiving rain, but if you do, should be trace amounts to maybe 0.2 of an inch. Certainly not a lot of rain. Nothing, of course, that's going to lead to any sort of flooding concerns. Here's what we've got air temperature wise: upper 50s to low 60s. Fairly comfortable out your door, as these are pretty much the same air temperatures we were greeted with yesterday at this same time, but humidity remains low. So Good news there. We do have that north to northwesterly wind coming in at about 7 to 12 miles an hour right now. Those winds may get a little bit stronger coming up this afternoon into that 10 to 15 mile per hour range. But sunshine, I know that's what everybody's itching for a little bit more blue. We had a gloomy weekend. We had a gloomy Monday. Right now, walking out, it's still looking gloomy out there, but we will see more sun breaks over the tail end of today than what we had yesterday. And yesterday, even some inland areas, again, saw some peaks of sun as that sun set. Now, Wednesday is when the sunshine really starts to break through, as that cloud cover will gradually decrease overnight tonight into your Wednesday morning, leaving us with a high pressure system off to our west that will expand over the Carolinas and give us that sunshine I know we're all itching for. Again, that happens on Wednesday. Here's Wednesday at 9 a.m. and that high kind of pushing that cloud cover and those raindrops off of our coast, leaving us again with a very comfortable forecast. There will be again even more sunshine Thursday and Friday, as that high really isn't going anywhere, but we will see a little bit of a temperature drop. As that high gets closer, it will force more air in out of the north. Do note, those high pressure systems, they rotate clockwise. So when a high is off to our west, we receive more of a northerly wind. And that northerly wind, again, this time of year, will cool us down. So we're actually looking at cooler conditions on Thursday and Friday than what we're going to end up with Wednesday, just based on the position of that high pressure system. Here's a look at what we've got over the next 8 days. Again, today is going to be a cloudy one. We'll see again more sunshine tomorrow. Then with that northerly wind flow, air temperatures in the mid to upper 60s coming up on both Thursday and Friday, despite nothing but sunshine overhead. Overnight lows will also drop down to pretty chilly levels, getting into the mid to low 40s for your Friday morning. Make sure, again, you have the kids all wrapped up and bundled up for that wait for the bus out in the morning on Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday, we warm back up. We still hang on to the sunshine, but there is a slight chance of maybe a few showers showing up to the party by the time we reach Sunday and Monday of next week. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.